what's next? I think this is a question a lot of people have been asking themselves, as we just had a major catalyst happen in the market, which was the Blast airdrop, which, although it was the third major airdrop to happen in the month of June, with ZK Sync and Layer 0 both coming before it, the Blast airdrop was the one that attracted a ton of NFT people who were actively farming it. So now that it's over, even though we will have a Blast season 2, I think a lot of people just feel lost in the current market. So while we wait for that Ponzi to reveal itself, today I wanted to take a look at 5 different areas where you could be investing your time. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another Crypto Gorilla video. As usual, nothing in this video is financial advice. It is just my opinion. So the first area is going to be NFTs. Now, if we take a look at the overall NFT market over the last 7 days, you could see it is quite green. We have a bunch of the major NFTs that are up double digits, and this is after a huge dump in the NFT prices after Blur bidders pulled a lot of their liquidity, which ended up nuking the NFT market. Now, after a disappointing Blast airdrop specifically for the Blur farmers, because they did receive a lot less Blast than I thought they would compared to people who were just farming gold, I think it is going to be very hard to attract them for season 4. Even though there's Blast rewards for season 4, we're going to have a lot less people who are going to be adding liquidity into this market and acting as our exit liquidity when you want to dump a bunch of NFTs into bids. And even if Blur tries to spice things up by adding Blur token airdrop incentives, the Blur token is also down bad. It's been on a down only trajectory, and to be honest, I don't even know what this thing does. But the whole point of that wasn't about the Blur or Blast airdrop. The whole point is that the NFT market has had a nice little bounce from the lows, and a lot of people on the timeline are saying, like, we're so back, look, we don't need Blur bidders for NFTs to survive, which to me is really weird, because a lot of NFT prices, especially for all the majors, are down extremely bad. So it's like that graph where something goes down 90%, you have a 5% bump, and everybody's celebrating like, we're so back. So I personally don't see this as the comeback of NFTs. I would love for it to be the case. I would love for NFTs to just full send. But if we look to the data, you can see we are still at the lowest in terms of daily volume as well as unique traders in the market. It is still the same people playing hot potato with our JPEGs. So until I see a spike in this data, we're not back. Now, in this current market, the only viable NFTs I see right now are the ones that are acting as a token voucher. So it's essentially a different form of pre-sale where it gives you early access to a token. And if we look at the top performers in the market, outside of things like Bored Ape, who already have a token, a lot of these do have a token attached to them. Pudgy Penguins just announced the acquisition of Frame, and they're going to have their own chain, which did help them pump from 8 ETH all the way up to 11. You have projects like Pirate Nation and Memeland's Captains, which are directly tied to a token in terms of their value. Azuki has Anime Chain, which is rumored to be dropping as early as September. And a couple of weeks ago, I even heard about Doodles and the team raising for their own token, which I did hear is at quite a high valuation, but this isn't expected to happen until the end of this year at the earliest. So I wouldn't rush to buy a Doodle after seeing this video, because you're like, oh, there's a token coming. I think we have a lot of time before the token actually happens, if Doodles even get an airdrop. But this is really the main utility people are looking for right now with their NFTs. The whole brand slash art only types of plays, at least for the new projects, is not gonna fly anymore. And even for the projects that I'm purchasing on the secondary market, there's always a token attached to them in the form of a pre-sale or in a guaranteed airdrop for the NFT holders. Now, there are 2 NFT projects that I have recently started to buy into. The first one is Super Champs, who recently opened their airdrop campaign to the public. So now anybody can participate for free, as the first wave of it was only for NFT holders to give them a head start. And this airdrop campaign ranges from social farming all the way to getting points by actually playing their games, which are actually really fun. This is one of the projects that throughout the entirety of the bear market we're actually building. So now they have multiple projects to show for their work. So if you enjoyed enjoy gaming, this is definitely one to check out. They have 2 games you can pick from. They have Bullet League, which is a side-scroller battle royale, as well as Racket Rampage, which is a tennis game similar to Wii Tennis or Mario Tennis. So like I said, I picked some of these up at similar prices to where we are right now because they will eventually have their champ token, and the NFTs is a gateway to get access to their champ token. Now, the second NFT I did recently purchase, you could see some of my buys here on the right side. I currently have 10 of these, is InfiniGods. As I recently had a call with the team, and although they couldn't directly tell me how much money they were going to be airdropping to the NFTs, it did really sound like they've done their research, and it is very much going to be a community first type of project. And same thing for this project. If you hold their NFTs, it is going to give you a multiplier for their airdrop campaign, and you don't even need to hold their NFTs. They also have a ton of partnered projects where you also get benefits if you hold these NFTs. These airdrop campaigns are completely free to participate in, so I would definitely recommend at least doing the minimum tasks, and hopefully you receive a nice airdrop. Which leads us in to the second thing I've been paying attention to, which are airdrops. Now, outside of the airdrops for holding an NFT, like I just mentioned, we have things like Blast, which I'm personally going to keep farming the season 2. However, the way I'm going to be doing this is by farming things that I actually enjoy farming. So things like Cambria, where I've been playing their game, and they're also going to have an airdrop for Cambria players. So I view this as like a 2-in-1 type of airdrop. And as for the rest, I'm just going to do passive stuff like stake ETH on Wasabi and also get Wasabi points, so it's a double airdrop there as well. But the Blast Season 2 airdrop is going to be 1 year, so I'm not going to grind this thing out for 1 year. We don't even know where the Blast token is going to be in 1 year's time in terms of pricing. It is currently at 2 billion, so who knows, maybe in a year's time it's going to be at 1 billion. Now, if we're talking about farming major airdrops like ZK Sync, like Layer 0, a lot of that money has flowed into things like Linea and Scroll, which yes, people have been farming for a while, but if we take a look on DeFi Llama, here we have Scroll. You could see it's only until roughly late May, early June when the money really started to flow in here and the TVL started to go up. It's currently at 420 million. Nice. And the same thing goes if we check out Linea. It's currently at 726 million TVL. And same thing, April it started to get a boost, but it's really in late May, early June, it really got a significant boost in the number of people who were farming these. And I assume it has something to do with the Layer 0 / ZK Sync snapshots where you didn't have to focus on those ones anymore, so people moved on into these ones. Now, I know it can be overwhelming with all these airdrops, and some of them have been quite disappointing, so only put in money you can afford to lose. This is a mistake a lot of people made with Blast, where they were spending ETH and gambling on gold instead of trying to farm gold while preserving your ETH or trying to make ETH. Now, it is very hard to do that on Linea unless you're hitting on a meme coin or something. So I would just say have a minimum budget you're willing to spend in fees, and then just do that to farm, and hopefully you hit on one of these airdrops and you're not identified as a Cybele. Now, the other thing I would try to do is focus on just a few airdrops that you're really bullish on. It doesn't have to be the ones I just mentioned, but it's very easy to get lost in the sauce and start farming 20 different airdrops. And I would much rather hyper focus on 2 or 3 airdrops on multiple wallets. That way it's easy to follow and you can complete as many steps as possible rather than spreading yourself too thin with 20 different airdrops. And the same goes with all the play to airdrop campaigns that I've been covering lately. I would just pick a game, 1 that you like to play, 2 that you're actually bullish on the game and you think the token's going to do well, and 3 that you think they're going to airdrop a significant amount to the players. If they're just going to give you $10 per wallet that you're farming on, it's pointless doing it. Next up, we have the third area I'm still focusing on, which is upcoming tokens. Now, we do have a launch happening this week, which is Well 3, and I did invest into this one. To be honest, I'm a little bit nervous. They're launching in a weird time in the market. They kind of delayed their launch for a really long time, and they choose this period without any tier 1 exchange. So even though Kyung's like, he had tweeted about Binance and then deleted it, but doesn't seem like there's any Binance. So I'm not sure how well this token is going to perform. And although it's been a tough year for token launches, we recently had some really successful ones with things like Aether, IO.net, Skillful AI. Projects that are in the AI niche have done really well, and Well 3 is in the AI sector. They're trying to do some deep in with their physical products, but I'm not convinced that this is how the market sees their project. So we're going to find out. This one is happening on July 3rd. But like I said, the pre-sale market has been pretty rough this year. And even Seedify, which is a platform that gets you access to all of these deals, has not been immune to this market, especially that a lot of the projects that they're helping to launch are in the gaming niche. Gaming has really not been performing well lately. So I was really happy when I saw this post, how they're reworking their launchpad and they're going to be doing launches in batches, focusing on specific niches. The first of which is going to be in the AI sector. And they're also addressing the low circulation, high FDV issue. All the projects that they're going to be working with are going to be at a 1 million FDV with 75% minimum of their circulating supply out on the market, making things a lot more sustainable. So I'm eager to see how this goes, especially for the first few, as I am a holder of a lot of S-Fund tokens and I have invested in a lot of the projects that launched this year. Continuing in the token meta, let's talk about the fourth sector where I'm continuing to invest my time, which is altcoins, specifically continuing to dollar cost average into the altcoins that I'm bullish on. Now, I know a lot of people have been frustrated with altcoins, especially since it's ended up being like a meme coin season as opposed to an altcoin season. With Bitcoin kind of chopping sideways between 60 and 70K, a lot of people were expecting an altcoin run and it just has not happened. But I'm not losing faith. I have still been accumulating the coins that I am bullish on. The only thing I've changed is I've reduced the number of tokens that I'm investing in, and I'm really focusing on the ones that I'm bullish on, which includes meme coins. I'm putting a lot of money into some of the major meme coins like Pepe, like Mog, like Whiff, but I'm also getting AI tokens that I'm bullish on. I'm also getting gaming tokens that I'm bullish on, like Prime, which is quite low right now. So I have been continuing to dollar cost average into this one. And I'm looking for other gaming coins that I think can have some good catalysts in the near future. And one that I've most recently been looking at is Shrap by Shrapnel. If we look at the token price here on CoinMarketCap, you can see it's pretty much at the lowest that it's ever been on the secondary market since it launched, which obviously is not what we want to see. So that's why I was happy when I saw them release this recent Medium article addressing all the things that they have planned for the near and medium term future, and really showing that the game is ready to move to the next stage. It was in its early alpha. You weren't able to play it unless it's in specific dates that they've set up. None of your gear would save, right? It was really an early game in its testing phase, making improvements over time. So now that it's ready to make the leap, hopefully it gets a lot more adoption, as does its token. Now, if we look at some of the updates that are coming, some of the things that they're announcing, we can see that they're going to have some new gear for you to collect. You're going to be able to have a persistent inventory, meaning the gear that you're going to be extracting isn't going to disappear between rounds. You're going to be able to set up your inventory and jump in a game with the gear that you extracted over the last few games. You're also going to be able to jump in with your operators. You're going to have operator progression. So all this stuff is going to make the game much more sticky, because now you actually have progression that you can complete in the game. There's something to work towards, and it's going to get people a lot more attached. Now, they also announced things like some new Sigma skins. They're going to have some weapon charms, a lot of customization, as well as some actual game changes, like you're going to be able to have duos. So you're going to be able to jump in games with your friends. You're going to be able to use a controller if you want to, and they're going to be introducing competitive modes. So like I said, the game is really moving into that next stage. So hopefully we see a ton more adoption for the game, as well as some upwards momentum in their token price. But like I said, we cannot end the video without talking about meme coins, which is the fifth sector where I have been focusing my time. And love them or hate them, meme coins are a main character this cycle, and I believe they will continue to be. I know a lot of people are just waiting for meme coins to die and for all that money to rotate into their altcoins. I don't think that's going to happen. I think meme coins are here to stay. And as more people enter the market, they are going to get involved in meme coins. So if you don't like trading meme coins, if you're not good at it, if you don't have the time, fair game. But if you spend a lot of time in Web3, I don't think you can afford any longer to continue to ignore meme coins. I know some people really don't like this stuff, especially with the celebrity metas where a lot of these tokens are just rugs and it's celebrities coming in and taking advantage of the market to make some quick money. But some of these tokens do perform quite well. Now, just this week, we had 2 more celebrity tokens. The first one was the Kodak brother token from Kodak Black, which ran all the way to 5 mil, but is now pretty much dead. And the one that performed incredibly well was the token by Steve Will Do It, which is called Hero. Now, as soon as he tweeted about this and people found out it was his token, it pumped insanely quickly, so it was hard to get into. But if you did get into it, you were able to make some decent money. Now, I know this market is very hard. You can get absolutely wrecked in meme coins. For the most part, what I do is I just hold the majors, Pepe, Mog, like I said, as well as I have a little bit of money in some speculative coins, and I'm trying to learn and be in the right groups to get in early. And I always get asked what groups I'm in. Look, a lot of this stuff is network. There's a lot of insider info that goes on with meme coins. The groups that I am comfortable suggesting that I'm part of are some that I only recently joined. So, take this with a grain of salt, but what I've seen so far, these guys are really on point when it comes to the meme coin market. The first one is Vanquish by CK. You can even see here all the profits that he's making. He is absolutely crushing it. I mean, he has a lot of money to put into these meme coins, but what he's making from them, he's making hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars on some of these coins. And the second group is Shocked by JS, who are also doing incredible things. You can see here, they hit Hero, the coin that we just talked about by Steve Will Do It. And look, not every single call they make in these groups is going to be a good call, but they seem to hit on a lot of the major ones that launch. So if you're hitting on the major ones, you take some losses on the not so good ones. As long as the major ones perform really well, you're in the green, it doesn't matter. So like I said, I recently joined these. This is not a plug. I'm not being paid to do this. I paid to be in these groups. They probably don't even know I'm in their groups, but so far with the calls that I've seen, they have been quite impressive, and these guys are clearly in the know. So that's it for today's video. Those are the 5 sectors I've been focusing on. I think because I have a channel especially, I kind of have to keep an eye out on the entire market, but I think your best strategy is probably to focus on 1 or 2 things more than the others, right? Try to keep a watchful eye on the entire market, but if you could really niche down and focus just on meme coins or just on, altcoins or NFTs, whatever it is, the downside is when NFTs are not doing good, you're going to feel like you're missing out on everything else. But when NFTs finally do start to pop off, you're going to be crushing it because you are hyper focused. So right now that meta is meme coins. I do think it's going to continue to be meme coins. So if you could get really good at meme coin trading, I do think that is going to be beneficial, but you need to have enough capital that you can afford to lose as like a tuition cost, right? Don't look at it as just a loss. It's a lesson that you're learning. You're paying your tuition, and then hopefully you start to hit some wins, because not everybody's going to make money from these coins. I know even the groups that I showed you here, they're making, thousands of dollars. Not everybody makes thousands of dollars. For every one person who made 100K profit in a meme coin, there's 100 people who lost $1,000 in a meme coin, or 1,000 people who lost $100, whatever it is. There's a lot of people who get wrecked for that one person who got a win, but if you're able to be that person, it's definitely worth it. So that's it for today's video. I know it was a bit all over the place. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to give it a big thumbs up. If you haven't already done so, would you kindly hit that subscribe button, smash that bell notification. Thank you for watching the Crypto Gorilla. Peace.